Hey guys, this video I want to quickly define what we mean when we talk about inflation and deflation. A standard question that sometimes comes up is saying, okay, what does an economy want for proper functioning? What is worse, either inflation or deflation? Okay, so inflation we say it's defined as the sustained increase in the prices of goods or services. So as time goes on, the price of things generally goes up, and this is also mirrored by the fact that the dollar that we use is also decreasing in buying power. So per dollar we can buy less because the price of goods and services is going up. Okay, so inflation is also tied to so we can say that it's tied to GDP. And inflation means that the price of things is going up, and that also stimulates the GDP to some degree. And so we say that our GDP normally goes up. So our GDP per year goes up when inflation occurs. So during inflation, our GDP normally goes up. Okay, so what's next? We're just going to look over the definition of GDP. Deflation. So as you might have suspected, that deflation is just really the opposite of inflation. So it's the sustained increase in buying power of the dollar. So prices of goods tend to fall during deflation. And a question that sometimes gets asked is what's better? So what do we want in an economy? So what's better? Inflation or deflation? Now, when we have a look at deflation, sorry about that handwriting, it's a bit messy, but having a look at deflation. So deflation is, as time goes on, the money I have becomes stronger, so it becomes worth more. And if that's the case, then there's no point in me buying anything because I can just wait a week and then buy it for a cheaper price because I've held on to that money and now it's worth more. So then that means that the prices should have fallen around my savings, so I'll be able to buy more given more time. So this causes a problem because it stops people from spending. So people stop spending because there's no reason to spend, because if we just wait a little while then we can get it cheaper. So people stop spending, and if we also have a look at what it means for people giving out loans, then there's no reason for people to want to give out loans, because if I lent someone $10, they could just that value of the loan that they take, that's going to increase in value. So when they pay back that $10, they might be paying back more than what that $10 was originally worth, and that's without any interest added to it. So so loans become very undesirable. So no one really wants to take out a loan. And that's because the reasons that I just said. So we say deflation is a very bad thing because this halts the economy. It draws a line to the GDP and basically slows down the GDP because it becomes less. I guess it gets rid of all advantages of producing an item, because if we can sell that later on, we're going to get less money for it. So it slows down any production. So it slows down GDP, which is how good we are at producing things. So it slows down production. So deflation is very bad. So any amount of deflation, we say, is very bad. But for a healthy economy, we say that some level of inflation is good. So we say moderate inflation. And moderate inflation is normally about like 2 to 3% or so. So 2 to 3%. So this is just per year. If a candy bar is $1, after the next year, it's going to be about $1.02 or $1.03, and we say this level of inflation is good, and this is because with that with that it allows firms to increase their profits, so it gives them some incentive to keep working at it, and this drives the stock market. So this moderate inflation of our dollar, so it drives our stock market. And it's also tied into a slight growth in the GDP, which is exactly what we want. Now, I'm just going to say that too much inflation is a bad thing. So too much inflation, or it starts getting into hyperinflation and things of that nature. And this is a very bad thing because the dollar starts to become worth less and less as the time goes on. So any profits that we do make are basically worth nothing given some time. So any savings that we might have just basically reduce all their value. So hyperinflation is bad. But for a standard question that says what's better, moderate inflation or deflation, deflation is always bad for these reasons that we said. Moderate inflation is basically required for a healthy economy, so just a low amount of deflation. But if we go too far with inflation, then it gets bad too.